Why, hello, I am Tierra Reed, the owner of Inspire, Engage, and Educate, and I am here with the amazing Amelia Williamson.
Hey.
And hey, and guys, as you know, each year, the entire month of October, we spend this time learning from our caretakers, our survivors, our people who basically have experienced some type of breast cancer or cancer impact. So, whether it was a scare or whether it was something that actually happened to someone that you knew and you wanted to come on here to just spread the awareness, this is what this platform is for during October. So, again, welcome, welcome. I'm super excited for all of our viewers, whether you're catching us live or the replay. Know that you're guaranteed to walk away feeling inspired and understanding that you got this. So, without further ado, I want to introduce Amelia, and I want you to hear about Amelia's story. Again, tonight, if you're just joining us, we are on Wednesday, We Wear Pink. So, the whole focus is for us to inspire and to bring awareness about the impact that early detection has when it comes on the journey of our survivors. All right, so Amelia, tell us a little bit about your story and where did you first hear about breast cancer?
Oh, the first time I heard about breast cancer is very personal to me because my mom was actually diagnosed with breast cancer. I can remember I was in middle school when she got diagnosed. Um, and it was a pretty scary thing because at that time, the treatment was very invasive. Although things have changed over the years and gotten better, but that was my first encounter with breast cancer. Well, let me take that back. The first encounter was her older sister, which was diagnosed with breast cancer and eventually dying from breast cancer. After that, then my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. And then she also had a sister underneath her that was diagnosed with breast cancer. But she's still here today. She's a survivor. And I'm grateful for that. But it was a very terrifying experience because me and my mom was very close. She was like my best friend. I mean, I can literally tell her anything, even at a young age. And she made that very open. Um, she didn't want me to hold anything back from her. She wanted me to feel comfortable with coming to her, telling her things, and even get advice, during those years. We were very close because I have three older brothers, and then there was me. So everybody always told me how my mom prayed for a girl, prayed for a girl. And so my brothers, they're all like back to back. They're like stair steps. And then she waited 7 years before she had me, her girl. And so she stopped there. But during that time, I can remember that day um, when she got the news. I literally saw my mom go into her bedroom and she had the door closed. I think maybe she was talking to the doctor, getting results. And then after that, she came um, and, let me know that what was going on and what's about to happen. And being that young, that's very scary for a child because you don't know will my mom be here next week, next year, so that was racing through my mind. And so at that age, I had to grow up quickly because I think she started preparing me because she knew she needed to instill everything in me that I needed, just in case, she was no longer here to do that. which I'm grateful for that because that's why I'm the woman I am today. Also, with with my village, I had very huge support system, so that was great. Right now, I have no family members that are diagnosed with breast cancer, but I'm glad that at the age of 16, well, I'll take it back. My mom eventually died. I was a sophomore in high school. So, that's a very sensitive age. I could have went left or went right. But I'm grateful for the people that I was surrounded by. They made sure that I stayed on the straight and narrow. Um, After my mom died, I had a GYN doctor, Dr. Ruth Shields, at the age of 16, since the age of 16. And we discussed, my heavy background of breast cancer. And so she decided at the age 25 that she will start me having mammograms, which I'm so grateful that she was very proactive with that. So every 5 years, I had to get a mammogram until I reached the age of 40, where I would get my mammograms yearly. Um, how did I overcome that fear? It was just because in your mind, you think, oh my God, I have this heavy history of breast cancer in my family. Will this happen to me? And literally, when my mom died at 40, at the age of 43. So when I got to the age of 43, that was in my mind. But then, of course, I had to cast down that I'm not claiming that. So, you know, um, I'm just very grateful and proactive now. I feel like, it's very important. I don't, I think you should start teaching your daughters um, how to do their monthly exams, so you could be able to know what's normal and what's abnormal because you know your body. You know when something is not normal. Okay, that lump wasn't there last month. um, it could, I mean, just get it checked out because it's very important. Um, During this age, you're getting diagnosed at early ages now. So I think it's very important that we instill that in everyone. Even if you have to, there's during the month of October, you have so many like hospitals, your Board of Health that do, give out certificates for free mammogram. It's no excuse for us to get out there and do this preventative measure for ourselves. And it's nothing to be afraid of because if you catch it early, you have a better chance. I know, with our older generation, it was, they didn't go to the doctor. It was a remedy for everything. But we also have to be smart about our health. Um, Even with healthy lifestyle, with the things that we eat, we just have to be careful of the things that are, placed in these foods and what we're eating, what we're putting in our body. So I just think we should be very proactive at an early age with doing these breast exams. Um, Now,
And
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no. I was just, first of all, thank you for sharing your story. I'm so moved by it. And as you were talking, I had so many connections. And I can see that those moments with your mom are still lasting. As you begin to talk about her, it's like, of course, you remember them. They're etched in your heart. And I know, I call them our survivors with wings because they're always guiding us. And to move on to where you are now and you being a nurse practitioner and understanding how much of an impact this early detection makes on someone's journey fighting breast cancer. Can you talk a little bit about that work that you do constantly, and even if it's not related to breast cancer, but just even other illnesses that you see, that preventive measures that we can take to make sure that we're living a better life?
Ooh, of course. Well, actually, I am a nurse practitioner and in nephrology. So I deal with the kidneys. Um, Very preventative. There are measures that can happen for you to slow the progression of your kidney disease. Um, of course, diabetes being the number one cause of renal failure. So it's very important to have your diabetes under control. The second cause of renal failure is hypertension. If we don't have one, we have both. So I often tell patients, if you have diabetes and hypertension, you need to be visiting your doctor every 4 to 6 months. If you're diabetic, you need to be going to your doctor every 3 months so that they can get a hemoglobin A1C to see how well your diabetes is being maintained. Often, of course, with hypertension, I talk to the patients. Um, Often, they talk about one question I always ask them, okay, what are your blood pressures at home? I don't take my readings at home. Why not? Because you want to be able to notice when there is something abnormal. You could be taking a medication and you taking it because it's for your blood pressure. You think it's working. But how do you know if it's working if you don't have the proper tools to monitor your blood pressure? If your blood pressure is 130s over 80s and um, 2 weeks from now, you see 160 over 90, 180 over 110, that's a red flag. You need to go to the doctor. You need to see what's going on. Medications may need to be adjusted. It's important because this can damage your kidneys. And that's also with your diabetes. You need to follow up with your providers. There is no excuse. They often come to the doorstep and say, well, nobody told me I had kidney failure. And then when I say, how often do you visit your doctor? How can they monitor if you're not visiting? That's why they get lab work. So it's very important. If you have insurance, there is no reason why you should not be going to the doctor and getting these things checked out.
Oh, wow. So, when you mentioned not only the preventive measures that we can take, as just as in the community and as being minorities, we know within our community, hypertension is rampant, breast cancer is rampant in most communities. Also, with that kidney failure. So, anyone who goes back and watches this video, we want you guys to understand that it's not only important for you to um, use those preventive measures and making sure that you reach out to your local, primary doctor. And even if you don't have one, there's always a hospital or someone that you can talk to that can point you in the right place for support. Now, I know, Amelia, you're in the Mobile, Alabama area.
Mhm.
I'm in the Metro Atlanta area. But one thing that it doesn't matter where you are, the fear that often comes upon a lot of people, especially in our culture, in African American community, it's always some level of fear that once you find out a diagnosis, things become worse. And I remember having that same fear. I remember finding a lump for myself, doing a check, and I held on to that information. I too had a small daughter. But one thing that made me go ahead and get it checked out is because I knew in the bottom of my heart, knowing would be more powerful than not knowing. It was scarier not to know than to know.
That's right.
So once you get beyond that and know that you're not only living for yourself, but you're living for everyone around you, we all impact someone else, especially if you're a parent, someone's sibling, you are someone's child. You want to not only make sure you're here for yourself, but for your people. So this was our first of many. I think we had maybe 4 or 5 this month of our on Wednesday we wear pinks. And before we end, Amelia, I would love for you to share because you are our panel expert today, being a nurse practitioner, and also a loving friend. A friend, and Amelia is a friend indeed. This is so truthful.
Oh,
And
thank
just hear
you.
you talk about your experience with your mom, I'm sure she would be so So before we end tonight, Amelia, let us know what can we do to keep up with what you have going on? Do you have any initiatives going on with breast cancer awareness or even kidney failure awareness, or making sure that we're keeping our bodies together?
The first step, if you're not going to the doctor, getting yourself checked out, please do so. Please do so now. How do you know if you don't go get checked out? A lot of things can be prevented if we only catch things early. Hypertension is a silent killer. So that is my spiel. Also, if you are, um, even males can have breast cancer. So I advise males also check your breasts. This disease does not discriminate. And I think we lost Tiara. But please, I will advise you to even grab a partner to go with you to have a breast exam. Well, have a mammogram done. It can save someone's life. So I guess we lost Tiara. And also, if you're battling breast cancer right now, going through that situation, I suggest to get with a support group, someone that's going through the same thing that you're going through. Because I know when I was, in high school, losing my mom at an early age, I was angry. Like, God, how can you take her away from me? You know, this is what she prayed for, a daughter, and to be left, motherless. I was angry. I was angry at God, but I did pull through that, and you know and just thank God that I had that village around me to make sure that I had that support that support system.
I love it. Thank you so much, Amelia. We had technical difficulties, but I just want you to know your story. I know someone's going to watch this and be inspired and learn something else about you. Why do you have such a big heart, right? And it's because of the journey that you've had. So guys, if you haven't already, please get involved this month. There are a lot of walks going on. We have a team, we have a walk going on. I will make sure that I share the link where you can donate or be a part of our walk in Atlanta. But I'm not great by mistake, neither are you. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And Amelia, thank you. I love you.
Oh, love you
Bye.
too. Bye bye.